We're digging out. He's digging in. We're freezing. He just keeps on spending. Welcome, everybody. I'm Neil Cavuto. And on a day when a lot of people are dealing with this, the president is doing this. He's pushing for a $1 billion climate resilience fund, keeping the focus very much on the warming, even though about 60% of the country is freezing. It is that very kind of spending that sends shivers through market watcher Dave Maney. Dave, here we go again.
Here we go again, Neil. This time it's weirdly two things that are both future threats, right? We have the deficit on one side, which we can be pretty certain from history is a grave threat to future generations. On the other side, we have this notion of global warming or global climate change, depending on what day it is and what's going on in the weather forecast, which may be a threat and which may or may not be fixable and may not be alterable as to where it's taking us. What I find extremely frustrating is we've got a president who says, well, we're all over this threat, even though we don't know if we could do anything about it. This one, which I could shut off the spigots on and fix in a moment, I'm not doing anything about that. I don't believe that's a real threat to the
both
future.
parties repulse me this week, and I'll tell you why. We started the week with this ridiculously pork-laden $1 trillion farm bill, which is an offense to farmers, and we cap it off with another $1 billion for something on climate change that looks moronic. No offense to those who like it on the left or the right. No one stops to think for a moment, we don't have the money to do any of this. Whatever your priorities, whatever you like to do, whatever you're calling strategic investing, you don't have the money to strategically invest.
No, the cupboard is bare, and in effect, we're going to the neighbor's house time and time again to borrow a cup and then a bucket and then a 33-gallon drum of sugar.
So why do the markets just blasely go through this? And now we're up a lot today. And is it just this idea, well, that's what Washington does, or do they actually like him doing it?
Well, look, I think financial markets are very good interpreters of close and midterm phenomenon and really awful longer-term impacts and phenomena. So as long as they know that Janet Yellen wants to keep the printing presses rolling in the Treasury Department's basement, the market's kind of going, look, hey, everything's fine. Yeah. What they're not looking at, they're not taking the view, in effect, that the president says we should be taking about the climate and saying, well, this is future generations a long way down the road. It's not sustainable.
Laissez not so fair. Dave, thank you very, very much, my friend.